Namaskar everyone. Welcome to Presha Yoga and I am Presha. In Learn a Yoga Pose series, today we will be learning Hero Pose, also known as Virasana. So roll out your mat and let's get started. In today's class, we will be using a number of props, a light blanket, a cushion or a bolster, and yoga blocks. These props are going to be required to modify the pose for some of us who find it difficult to get into the pose. Now, to talk a little bit about the pose is great for strengthening and stretching your feet, your knees, and your thighs, and with the possibility of reducing the pain of sciatica. And also, it is great to improve your posture. The pose almost looks something like this. Right now I'm in Vajrasana, but it almost looks like this, but with the feet wider, so the feet wider than the hips. Let's get into it. Now, when you are going to see a hero's pose anywhere, it would look like this. So, I'm going to first demonstrate how the pose is traditionally. We're going to come into a kneeling position like so, and the knees are going to be together. So knees are going to be closer. The feet are going to be wider. The feet will be wider than the hips. So you can see my feet are going to the long edges of the mat. Then we're going to slowly bring our hips or our seat back and keep your spine elongated. Bring your hips back and down between your feet. Again, you can see my spine is elongated and my hands are going to be on my knees or my thighs, palms down or palms facing up. Now, this is how hero's pose conventionally looks to be. But for people who have sensitive knees or who do get pain in their ankles, we're going to modify the pose. So for that, the props are going to be used. First, take a prop like a yoga block. If you feel your knees are sensitive and they pain, place a yoga block on this height, the lowest level, on the mat. Again, go back to finding the same formation. So in a kneeling position, we're going to bring the knees closer. We're going to keep the feet now outside of the block and keep the spine elongated. Grow tall with your back body. Then slowly, take an inhale here. And now with an exhale, take your seat back, and I'm just trying to adjust the block here. Take your seat back and sit with your sitting bones on the block. Now this might help you a lot to explore getting into the pose, okay? One option is this. Another option is that I'm going to get out of the pose. So in order to get out of the pose, you're going to lift your hips up and you'll just get out of the pose by removing the block. Another variation, if you feel your ankles hurt, we're going to take a light blanket and we're going to roll the blanket into a tube like so. And if this is too thick, then we can also open it out and then fold it into a tube. And by folding it into a tube, you're going to make like a cushion for your knees. And I'm just going to do it this much. Now you're going to place the blanket here. This is a long blanket, so I'm not taking the whole of it. And we're going to place, just put your hands down first for support. Place your ankles, so the top of where your ankles are, that part of your feet on the rolled part. Bring your knees together. Okay, once that's done, again come into a kneeling position, lengthen through your spine. You don't want to slouch or round, you want to grow tall. Take a big inhale through your nose or a deep inhale through your nose. And with an exhale, slowly, the feet are wide, slowly bring yourself down by bringing your hips down. Now, again, additional support, or additionally, you can also place a block like we did before and sit with your hips on the block, okay? And again, keep the spine elongated and hands palms facing down or facing up. This is the second variation for people who have pain in their ankles. Another variation is that we can use now a bolster or we can use a cushion that we are going to be using for supporting. Again, if you have pain in your knees and you want some more support, then use a cushion like so. And we're going to actually put our knees and our shins on the cushion and put the block behind it for your seat. Okay? Now, slowly come up with your knees resting on the cushion and with your shins resting on the cushion. Bring your knees together. You can see my hands are still down because I'm trying to adjust first through my lower body. So your knees are together and then you have a nice support for your shins. Now come back up. First, grow tall with your upper body, with your back body especially. Take a big inhale here. And again, with your feet, you're going to keep them wider. So feet are going to be on the outside of the block. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, slowly hinging back. We're going to sit, find the block, and sit with our sitting bones or our hips on the block. Now you can see it's the same pose, the same effects, but we are trying to modify it to make it more accessible for us. All right. So this is the final modification that I would like to offer you. And again, going back to just to remind ourselves as to how the pose was, as to what we did in the beginning of this session. The pose looks like so. We're going to come in a kneeling position. The knees are going to be together, so knees are going to be closer. The feet are going to be wider than the hips. Then with an inhale, we're going to grow tall through the back body. And with an exhale, we're going to slowly take the hips back and slowly find our seat between the feet. Inhale again through your nose, lengthening through your spine. And exhale, hands stay on the thighs or the knees, palms facing up or down. And you can just stay here for a couple of breaths. You can stay here for 10 breaths or 20 breaths, whatever your body is calling for and whatever suits you. All right, friends. So this was Hero's Pose. I'm going to see you again in another video soon. Until then, be well. Om Shanti.